and welcome to the Women in Business Big Show 2025. Hello and welcome back to the Women in Business Big Show 2025. We are at Wilmington Academy and I am joined by the beautiful Lorraine. Hello! How's things?
Good. Awesome.
We do know each other. I'm going to like that hello was very much like, hey! Like, so how's it going?
Very well. It's amazing here today.
I had a look at your, I have had a chance to have a very quick run round and I saw your store and I was immediately like, oh my God, I love the clothes rack and how it's telling people the different... Tell people what you do before I go into wardrobe.
My business is called Orgasmic Life and I help people reconnect to the bedroom to fuel their business success. So the clothes rack that you talk about talks about all the different sexual dysfunctions and how that can impact our business. So things like low body image, about how we show up, not wanting to be on camera, talk to people on the podcast, like what shows up in our business and then how we can change that. And there's like 10 or 15 different things on the rack, but it's really thinking about how these things show up in our life and what they can stop us doing and stop us creating in our business, because it's an area we don't like to talk about and we don't like to have conversations with our partner, or just think about even just things like returning to play and fun. As an adult we lose that, and getting a bit of serotonin and dopamine in the body and how that makes us feel. Feel different.
And it does it like immediately, even as you're talking, I'm like, like you
sexy
do feel like, and I think sometimes being reminded that you are sexy is just enough to kind of go, do you know what? Yeah, I am.
And also, I think our business evolves, our life evolves, family evolves. We change holidays, we change our life, and sometimes the bedroom stays the same, and we're expecting amazing things to happen, and yet we haven't made the effort to take it out of the process and move it into an experience, and we kind of get stuck in the rut of doing
routine,
the same thing.
Right?
The routine
it becomes a chore, and then 100%. You're like, oh God.
But we don't think actually we need to change it up. We tend to think, in our business we've got to move with things, and our bodies change as well. Our needs and our wants and our desires change, and sometimes we play safe because we think that's the best way, and we don't think about also how we might need to change that to have our needs met.
And again, these aren't necessarily huge changes. We're not asking you to go and change life partners. No. But even a different colour of underwear, a different bedding.
Even just going back to leaving a love note in a lunchbox.
Oh my God. I would love that.
Having a dinner date, going back to some of those things that have kind of maybe got lost a bit by the way. That kind of making an effort, putting a few candles on when you have dinner, having a date night, little love notes, sending each other a little sexy text during the day. It doesn't have to be, but also slowing down in sex. I think sometimes we get in this habit of just ticking the box. It's Tuesday, it's 8:30. Just it's that time. But just change it up, mix it up, and just see how you feel, because you will 100% feel different. And then how can you not go into your life, including your work, feeling a little bit different?
And we do, it's funny, isn't it? Because like you say, the problem is we don't talk about the sex life, and let's just say it, the sex life and the sexy feeling of things. But we'd quite happily go, well, I obviously need to go to the gym more, and I obviously need to eat a bit better. And it's like, okay, so there's two things, but that's that third. If you don't feel good and look good, when you do those things, they do help you. They 100%. Do make you feel better. So this is another thing that will help.
And we're talking about that serotonin and dopamine and all of that reduces cortisol, reduces stress levels. It's a physical health benefit. As is going to the gym, but it's a physical health benefit. It reduces, it gets the blood pumping, it helps your immune system, it helps your heart rate. There's loads and loads of good reasons to be connected to that energy. Just tell him it's a health benefit and let's get on. But it's just there's so much to this, and people don't realise it gets left, and it should be up there at the front. Like you say, nutrition, keeping fit. This is another area that gets missed off.
And as we say, this is all, sometimes it's hard to have those conversations,
100%.
But this is where you do come in, and you can start that. Maybe I would start that conversation with you and say, Lorraine, this is how I feel, and I do think this is a part of my life that I need to change. But then as that grows and that confidence, then I could bring in Ben and say, look, actually, Ben, I do think we need to have this conversation together. And so it doesn't always have to be a together thing. It can start individually.
100%. And actually, sometimes it's more simple than that. So I go into businesses and do this talk. So even just, you know, I heard this crazy woman at work doing a talk, or I've been networking and heard this woman talking about this, and it really resonated. And just have that conversation, because then that opens the doorway, saying, well, what do you think?
Yeah.
You know, do you think it is that important, and where are we at? So even just, you know, saying that you've listened to us chatting today could be that one conversation of just like, oh, have you heard this? Like, you know, it's whatever your opinion of it is, but just it starts a conversation, and that's the most important thing.
And conversations make, like you say, like build that serotonin, build that dopamine, build that excitement.
Yes.
I'll go home tonight, I might shave my legs. I might treat him.
Here's my
thing. You know what? I'm gonna have a little shower before we go to bed, and just because it does. It makes every time I see you, I get all excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna spoil Ben tonight. Don't tell everyone. But it is those moments and having those conversations, like, because actually, again, this isn't always both of you feeling low. It could be one of you's feeling low. So actually, by you talking about it, it brings that excitement, and then you go match that.
Yeah, match that energy and build that energy,
and then you get it. And you can't, but also don't feel guilty for not feeling those.
No,
There's
and
all these
100%,
reasons why
100%.
you might not be feeling it all the time. But again, talking about it
and checking in. You know, maybe we need to do things differently. Maybe, you know, you've got menopause. Men change in how they connect with sex, intimacy, and pleasure. Women definitely do. And sometimes it's about having a bit of a team meeting and going like, well, where are we at? But it takes one person to start that conversation, and that can be the hardest bit. Once you get past that conversation, sometimes you're like, oh, I feel like that too, and you're just like suddenly like, why have we not sorted this out for the last 17 years? It's like, you know, someone needs to start that conversation. That we get very scared of rejection, or the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment. But sometimes it's about taking that leap of faith, because quite often you find the other person is thinking exactly the same thing, and they're like, why have we not addressed this? And then life can change.
And like you say, you work with businesses to be able to have those conversations, not in business in the way that you start going to your mate, but safely, and speaking with the teams and training the teams as to this is how you can have the
conversation. And I run workshops for teams to understand, and it's that they can then take home. Yeah. But it benefits the business, because if they're happy at home, you bring that into work, and you're not literally bringing that energy into work, but you're bringing a different presence. You know, you're more passionate, you've got more purpose, and at the end of the day, that makes more profit.
You've got to go get them. Productivity goes up.
All of the P's, all of the pleasure creates all of the profit.
So many more P's I could say.
But it impacts the business 100%.
Did I ask how people can find you?
I don't know. Well, should we tell them?
Yeah, tell people how you can.
So I would just say go to my website, which is orgasmiclife.me.
I love that.
Yeah, .me, all about me. All about
and we're going to grab some socials and anything else,
cool.
Any tools you might have. We're going to stick them in the show notes below. You need a Lorraine in your life. You need some orgasmic life.
Yes,
it's that simple.
We all need that energy.
Indeed.
We all need that energy.
Lorraine, thanks so much for coming, and welcome back to the studio.
Yay.
And we'll see you very soon.
Cool. Nice to meet you.